Can you fool a self-driving car? I don't know. Let's see if you can.
And so you can imagine there are some incredible real-world applications for this LiDAR technology. Like every day when your phone scans your face to unlock itself, or when archaeologists use it to find lost ancient cities from the sky, or for example, in cars. And as you might have guessed, this car automatically saved itself from crashing because it uses a LiDAR sensor, which as you can imagine, would have saved Wile E. Coyote a lot of pain over the years. And the reason it works so well is because it's updating that point cloud of 640,000 laser measurements every second to the brain of this car, showing exactly what's in front of it. In fact, it works so well, as you can see here, I can maneuver all around these obstacles in real time with all the windows blacked out, looking just at that point cloud in a VR headset. Okay, easy bike guy. My Tesla on autopilot, however, only relies on simple cameras and its image processing to navigate the world. So to see if that tech is just too simple, we came up with a 6-part LiDAR versus camera head-to-head face-off, culminating in a history-making first Tesla versus cartoon physics test. Okay, so we're starting out with a car with the LiDAR. First test is just kids standing in the road. Not sure why he's doing that. It's very unsafe, so we want to be extra careful. Okay, hit it. The testing speed was 40 miles an hour. Should have put my seatbelt on. Which meant the LiDAR would have to detect the kid and then slam on the brakes at least 60 feet in front of him. And it turned out, that's all it needed. Now it was Tesla's turn. This is a terrible feeling driving straight at a kid, but this is for science. All right, we are up to speed. And with just simple cameras, the Tesla was speeding fast. Oh no. But did detect the kid. Just not in time to fully hit the brakes. Oh no.
What? Tesla, what are you doing, buddy? I thought that was the whole point. What? How do you miss that? He's going to explain, but I thought that was the whole point of Teslas, that they were like avoiding everything and they were not hitting people, not hurting other cars. So this guy's just going to smack into a child? Wow. All right. Hey, Elon Musk, you're going crazy.
Oh, he was even a Crunch Labs fan. Now, if you're a Tesla owner, there is a silver lining, because we were relying on the automatic emergency braking system to stop for the car. And because it assumes the driver's paying full attention while fully driving the car, it only hits the brakes when it's 100% sure there's a problem in order to avoid false positives. So the alternative is to use autopilot, and that assumes the driver isn't paying much attention, and while the downside is you get way more phantom braking and false positives,
that was ridiculous.
the upside is you're less likely to be charged with vehicular manslaughter, because you can see here on autopilot, it actually stopped in time. So I decided to be nice and call the score 1-1, and then I'd be even nicer by using the more conservative autopilot on the Tesla for all the remaining tests.
Okay, that makes more sense. That makes more sense. So he had on a different mode where he should have been the one hitting the brakes. Okay, that makes I'm caught up. Tesla, maybe you're not actually that bad. I mean, maybe that's still a blunder hitting a child, but you know, I guess maybe the guy should have been paying more attention. Okay.
This one, where we would now simulate the kid dashing out from behind a parked car using some clever engineering, giving the cars less than a second to identify the mannequin and stop themselves. Here we go, getting up to speed. Oh, a ball came out. I wonder why that happened. Oh, kid! Another life saved. Now it was the Tesla's turn on autopilot. 40 miles an hour, there goes the ball. And impressively, it stopped with plenty of room to spare. Good job, Tesla. Which meant we were all tied up heading into round 3, the fog round. Optically, with my own eyes, I can no longer see that there's a kid through this fog. The LiDAR has no issue. This will be interesting. Okay, here we go. Oh, wall of fog. So we plunged through the fog, coming to a very sudden break. Hey! After which we saw the mannequin was not only still standing, but it was casting a really cool long shadow, because the lasers don't pass through solid objects, just like how you can cast a long shadow with the sun because light doesn't pass through solid objects. I don't have high hopes here, but would the kid look just as cool after the Tesla test? Oh, fudge! Oh!
Just obliterated that guy. Okay, so the Teslas really are not using any kind of fancy radar systems at all. They are literally just using a camera. So whatever you can't see, the car can't see either. Which, to be honest, is good stuff. Because if you live on the coast, for example, maybe people don't know this, but in some areas on the coast you can get a lot of coastal fog, okay? So it's something to do with the temperature difference between the water and the land, so it creates a lot of fog, especially in the mornings and stuff. So if you're driving to work in a Tesla and you think, you know what, I'm gonna doze off, my Tesla's got this, okay? By the way, buddy, your Tesla has definitely not got this, okay? You need to be paying attention, looking at the road. So it's good to know, because I thought the Tesla had that one, to be honest, but apparently not.
I mean, slow-mo does make everything look sort of cool, but that wasn't the only shot.
I actually hit the brakes there.
That was on autopilot?
The cameras didn't even hit the brakes at all.
The only thing still on is the pants. That was a bad one. And now that LiDAR had taken another W,
It's time to make it rain!
the next test would see if the cars could spot the kid under a torrential downpour made up of maybe too much water.
This is really interesting. See, the Tesla can see the kid, but as soon as it starts raining, the kid is gone.
And it was similar in the LiDAR car, where you first got a clear image of the kid and the shadow. And once we started the hose, oh, you see all the water going in.
LiDAR might struggle here. Okay, here we go.
And as the wall of water started, LiDAR seemed to not slow down at all.
Boy.
Until the last possible second.
Another W. Now I just need the rain to stop. You know any good rain dances?
Just back up.
Oh, that's actually a good idea.
Now that LiDAR had surprised me, it was time to see if Tesla could as well.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
And sadly, it did not. And though
The head just flew off. Damn, this Tesla is not doing too well, to be honest. I mean, whoa, you really, okay, so you're driving in anything, the perfect conditions. If you're driving anywhere except at the home of Tesla, like Los Angeles or something, you're basically in trouble. You have to pay attention the whole time, okay? Self-driving needs to kind of step up a little bit here. I think LiDAR seems to be the best way to do it. I mean, probably a lot more expensive though than just a camera, so maybe you have to buy a more expensive car, but yeah, it's better than this child losing his head, like popping out like boom. So yeah, definitely try and get some LiDAR in your car, maybe. Ooh, that's tough.
I did everything I could.
Yeah, he's no longer with us.
So it was on to the penultimate round 5, where we had 6 of the brightest lights that money could buy simulate either sunset or sunrise, or a truck in the road having its bright lights on. Would these lights keep the cars from detecting the kid?
Blinding trucker light test, let's go.
The LiDAR could immediately see much more than my eyes could. When the lights turned on,
Oh, that's a bright light.
question remained if it would see the kid.
Come on, LiDAR.
Oh! And it did it, no problem.
Just always waits to the last minute. It gets me every time. That's very bright. Time to be blinded by the light.
And it's true, these lights were so bright, I wouldn't have seen this kid on my own. And at this point, I really doubted that the Tesla could either. But when it pulled to a stop,
Okay, we stopped for the kid with the bright light. A W for the Tesla.
and that W meant these were the scores headed into the painted brick wall.
Fair enough. That Tesla actually seemed to, okay, I was not expecting that. I thought the light would be too bright for the cameras. I didn't think it would clock the little child there. I thought we were going to watch another, dummy explode right in front of us, but apparently not. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I'm definitely a big fan of the LiDAR, to be honest. I mean, I want to check how much more expensive a car would be. Like, if they made a Tesla with a LiDAR, how much more expensive they'd have to mark up that Tesla. Because I think electric cars are already having a tough time, like, being used every day. I mean, I know America is, like, exploding with Teslas and all that kind of electric stuff. But, Europe, Asia, I don't think they're too huge right there, like in terms of markets, right? The adoption isn't quite there yet. So if you then up the price because you put LiDAR sensors on it, it's just going to be a more difficult time to kind of get everyone to use them because of the price tag, right? So it could be cool. It could be cool, but it just could hurt the adoption in the long term. But I'm interested to see how much, because if it's not that much, just throw them in there. Like, they're so much safer, as you can tell. They're just so much safer. But they probably would be a lot more expensive.
ultimate grand finale. Scientific papers have actually been written on this exact scenario, debating theoretically what the Tesla would do. But we were here once and for all to silence all the debates with cold hard data. All right, so LiDAR is perfect and Tesla is 3 for 5, but as far as I'm concerned at this point, this one's the only one that matters.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe we're gonna do this.
All right, hit it. Now, as you can see as a human driver, while that looks sort of convincing, the image processing in our brains is advanced enough that we pick up on minor visual inconsistencies and we wouldn't hit it. And as for the LiDAR, it isn't looking at what image is printed on the wall. So this sort of just looks like a wall, which would make this the easiest test of the day. And as I suspected, handled it with no problem. So the question was, would the Tesla detect and stop for this Wile E. Coyote style painted wall that was hiding yet another child staring at nothing during what might be his last minutes on Earth?
The one way to test that hypothesis.
What do I think? What do I think before he crashes into this wall? Do I think the Tesla is going to stop? Do I not think the Tesla is going to stop? I think, you know what? I think the Tesla is going to go straight through that wall. I think it's gonna think it's a road and smack that child in the face. That's what I think is gonna happen, and that's not because I'm hating on Teslas. Trust me, that's not because I'm hating. They're actually quite cool. Okay, I've been in a few times, and they're actually good fun. But I just think if you got a camera, you're gonna be fooled by the good old cartoon trick, in my opinion. So, yeah, this one I think. My bet, money on going through the wall and into the child.
I was actually supposed to go, but I chickened out. Oh. The car may not know it's a wall, but I know it's a wall. Everything in your body says, don't drive into a wall. Oh boy. All right, here we go.
And so I steeled myself and accelerated the Tesla up to the 40 miles an hour. And as the wall crept closer and closer without moving an inch,
Holy crap.
the question was if the Tesla would detect it in time to step on the brakes. And it turned out...
Holy
So I can definitively say for the first time in the history of the world, Tesla's optical camera system would absolutely smash through a fake wall without even a slight tap on the brakes.
My heart is gonna beat out of my chest.
Turns out my Tesla's more Wile E. Coyote and less Roadrunner. Sorry, little fella. Looks like we lost 2 arms and a head. Not sure that's salvageable. I think I might Uber home. But that's not all, folks.
All right, I mean, to be honest, that's kind of crazy. I kind of thought it would do it. Like I said, my prediction was that it was going to do it, but yeah, is that a big deal? Now the realistic question you have to ask yourself, is this a big deal? Okay, we're testing this in crazy conditions, but is the Tesla like just hitting this child multiple times actually too crazy? Now, the wall thing, I can forgive that one because there is not a road in the world that leads straight into a wall that is painted like a road, okay? So that's just like a scenario that's not going to happen. The one that worries me is the fog and the water, okay? Those two, I don't know about that one. Like, I'm happy about the sun. I'm happy about the normal one, you know, when you actually have it in the right mode. But honestly, the fog and the water is crazy. Like, if you live in the UK, it's raining all the time, okay? So if you go out on a rainy day and you think the car got it and it doesn't got it, then you're in trouble, man. You're in trouble. But that was actually a sick video. I'm glad. I would actually buy a Tesla. I don't like the wides. I think they're too big. I'd buy more like the smaller version, you know, the one where that looks more flat, it's more like a race car. So I wouldn't mind that one. I wouldn't mind that one. But yeah, overall, banger video. Absolutely very cool stuff. So a great experiment. I love that. So if you enjoyed this video, then you're gonna love my last video, okay? It was all about me, and we were watching this guy who lived in this gas station. It was the biggest gas station on the East Coast, and he lived there for 48 hours, okay? There was the barber, there was the chiropractor, he did karaoke, he did some crazy stuff, okay? And yeah, it was just really fun stuff to watch. So it'll be linked in the end card. Definitely go check it out if you enjoyed your time with me, just giving a little yapper sesh. So you know, absolutely check it out. If not, and if you're busy, no worries. Have a great day either way, and yeah, I hope to see you in the next video. So thank you.